What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about all the content that we know is coming in Season 3, some important changes, and even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and let me know down below in the comment section, do you think Season 3 is going to be the best season yet for COD 2.0, or were you a bit disappointed with Seasons 1 and 2 to where you don't have much faith for this third season? I will say, though, Seasons 1 and 2 did get a lot of things out the way that needed to finally get released, whether it's quality of life changes, whether it's some healthy changes for certain game modes, to the point where I do think Season 3 and beyond should be getting back on track and actually focusing on original content that this game desperately needs. At least that's what I'm hoping for as of right now, but it's all subjective. Let me know how you guys feel down below in this video's comments. I'll be covering Season 3 to the fullest here on the main channel, of course. But with that being said, the release date of our third season is as follows. It'll be April 12th, and the starting time should be 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, which is also 12 o'clock Eastern. That's again if the season does not get delayed, and that is according to the current in-game Battle Pass timer. In terms of the preload, though, those usually come out on around Mondays or Tuesdays right before the new season begins on a Wednesday, and the preload typically comes out only on a PlayStation, but sometimes Xbox ends up getting the update shortly before the new season begins, early Wednesday morning. PC likely will never end up getting a preload, but something weird did happen with Season 2, which did not happen with Season 1, which is that a preload did not end up dropping for PlayStation as expected, so everybody out there on all platforms had downloaded the update at the very same time. Not sure if that's going to happen this time with Season 3, but maybe April 10th or the 11th is when we'll learn more about whether or not a preload does become available. But in terms of release dates for trailers and even blog posts, so trailers for a new season typically come out the Monday before the Wednesday launch. So if that's the case again for Season 3, as we saw with the previous two seasons, then April 10th, which is a Monday, should be our Season 3 gameplay trailer. And in terms of a Battle Pass trailer, those typically drop the day after the regular gameplay footage and then just a day before the launch of the season itself, so that should be on April the 11th. But that's of course just going with the tradition that we've had so far with Seasons 1 and 2. Again, that marketing schedule could change with Season 3 for whatever reason, and blog posts typically drop a good week before the start of our new season, so with that in mind, we should be seeing our blog post for Season 3 on Wednesday the 5th, and the Battle Pass blog post should be coming out the day before the launch of the season, which is also April the 11th. So that's again going with the schedule that we saw for our previous two seasons of COD 2.0. In terms of 6v6 maps, so according to a recent Activision data breach, 3 6v6 maps were planned for our third season. One of those maps got pulled forward, Himmelmat Expo, and released during our mid-season 2 update, so it leaves us with just 2 maps left to go. And as of recently, the usual suspects over on Twitter did leak out that Afghan and Terminal are 100% going to be remastered maps in Modern Warfare 2, so it's unclear if we're going to see any other remasters aside from those two, but either one of those could be one of our Season 3 maps. And there's also a full list of other maps that supposedly is going to be coming out at some point in this game cycle. We have maps like Ancient, Action Park, Crude, Crypto, Yellow Castle, Dogtown, Esports Gym, Biolab, Exhume, Fallout, Luxury, Tenant, and even Tokyo. Again, take it all with a grain of salt. Any one of those maps could be for Season 3, except for, I believe, Crude and Biolab. Those are codenames for Warzone maps. Crude is an unreleased Warzone 2 map, and Biolab is Building 21, at least according to a recent data mine from the usual suspects on Twitter. That's what I'm basing that info off of, but any one of those other maps could be for regular multiplayer, but again, maybe even Ground War or Gunfight, you just never know. And we also have information from the Activision data breach that 1 battle map is scheduled for Season 3. Don't forget, back in Season 1, 2 battle maps did leak out, Oil Rig and even Sunken. Those maps never came out, and they're from Al Mazrah, so those could be one of the maps that's scheduled for Season 3. Also, don't forget, in the recent leak that we got from Task Force 141 leakers, Al Bagra is getting a Ground War section, as well as a plethora of other locations that are probably from Al Mazrah or other factions of this game's campaign. So we're going to be getting Ground War support every single season, it seems, and that'll again be an experience that you can play in both regular Ground War and even in Invasion. But leakers have also suggested that Ashika Island is getting Ground War support, which does make sense. It's unclear when that's going to happen, but when Ashika Island first leaked out many months ago, the leak did say that the map itself would get support for Resurgence, DMZ, and even Ground War. So there you have it. In terms of Gunfight, the Activision breach did say that we're getting 4 Gunfight maps to start here in Season 3, and we should be getting a good 12 or 13 Gunfight maps total in this game cycle, at least according to a recent leak from the usual data miners over online. So here's a list of all those map code names, which again are specifically for Gunfight. It's unclear what those maps are. Are they sections from the existing 66 maps in the game? Are they from other areas of campaign, or even from some of our BR maps? That's just unknown right now. But in terms of game modes for Season 3 and beyond, so a leaderboard glitch, which popped up a couple of weeks ago, did say that a new game mode called Rugby is on the way for Modern Warfare 2. That could be a new name for Uplink, Uplink, since Uplink is a mode that also leaked out for this game back during the beta. Maybe that's what that is. I think that would actually make the most sense. But Icons also leaked out as of a couple of days ago for modes like Demolition and even Capture the Flag. So if you combine that with information that the Ghost of Hope tweeted out many months ago, those are some of the modes that were on his list, which he expected to be coming out at some point in 2023. So you never know, certain game modes might not make it, and some of the leaked content could be scrapped or being saved for Sledgehammer's new Call of Duty, but as of right now, that's what we know so far about new multiplayer game modes. As far as weapons go, a new weapon platform did leak out accidentally, since in recent patch notes for Season 2, something called a Nebula Barrel was mentioned, but that obviously doesn't exist in the game's MP, so we're like, wait a second, what is that? Infinity Ward put out a now deleted tweet saying that Nebula Barrel is going to be coming in a future season, which would suggest we're getting a new weapon platform for the Lockman. So we're unclear as to what weapon that could be, but leaks do suggest that that's going to be the UMP-45, which does utilize a Nebula Barrel. So that's something that you guys should keep in mind. We're going to be getting something added into the game which adds onto an existing weapon platform. But aside from that, other weapons that leaked out, which leakers are claiming are specifically for Season 3, include the Uzi, the Scar SC, the MXC Spear, the M200 Intervention, yes, the fan favorite sniper, and even a melee weapon of sorts, which is currently codenamed a sword. But a full list of weapons also leaked out, and any one of those could drop in Season 3, Season 3 Reloaded. Here's the list on screen so you guys can see. It's unclear when those weapons are coming, or even if they are, but take it all with a grain of salt, of course, because you can never trust leaks for 100% certainty. You just never know what the origin of the leak is. The data miner end up misinterpreting the information itself. That could have always happened. But also, a new feature did leak out not too long ago, which footage does exist of. Can't show you on screen for obvious copyright reasons, but a new feature allowing you to preview tracer rounds and death effects before you buy a bundle is apparently going to be coming to the item shop at some point in the future. I think that's fantastic for those out there that don't want to just buy a bundle flat out to see what the tracers or death effects look like. Maybe we'll also get a finishing move preview option like we had in Cold War. That should be coming soon to the game, but that's definitely a significant update that the weapon system in Modern Warfare 2 desperately needs to ensure everybody out there knows what they're paying for. Now, tonight's video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Did you know that you don't really need a lot of money to hire a lawyer? Well, if you're injured and don't know where to start, Morgan & Morgan has your back. Submitting a claim for an injury doesn't have to be a tedious process. With Morgan & Morgan, there's no need for you to visit law offices and sit through timely consultations. You can submit a claim and have a lawyer review your case with just 8 clicks or less from your mobile phone. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process, making it easy to submit case details, sign contracts, and upload any documents all from your mobile phone. You heard that right. You don't ever have to leave the couch. You can even text your attorney during the duration of your case. Now, if you're ever in an accident though, you want to make sure you do the following. Make sure you're okay, file a police report, contact your insurance, and guarantee that you have legal representation. Now, you can check out Morgan & Morgan with the special link down below, and thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring tonight's video. But multiple operators also leaked out for a future Modern Warfare 2 season. First off, Valeria, a fan favorite from campaign, which apparently is going to be the Battle Pass operator and will be featured in the intro cinematic cutscene for our 3rd season. Voice lines for her did leak out. We also have Alex. Voice lines for him also leaked out, and I think it makes sense that he becomes an operator at some point since he just made a return at the end of the 2nd episode of Raids. I'm gonna assume that he might end up being the Raid Season 3 bundle operator and also the operator you get for free by beating the episode, but based on other leaks that just surfaced about our 3rd raid, apparently Alex isn't featured in the raid itself, and we're going to be seeing Alejandro and Rudy instead, since it'll be a Sicario Las Almas themed raid episode, aside from something else that we were seeing in the first 2 raids. So if that's the case, it's a bit unknown how Alex will release, but voice lines for him exist, and we also have voice lines for Alejandro. So apparently he's getting an operator bundle at some point in the future. I mean, if he's going to be in the raid, then I can see Alejandro being the unlockable character by beating that episode, and also the featured character in the Raid Season 3 bundle. So keep that in mind right now. That's the rumors that we have as of this moment, but any one of those characters could drop in any different way, right? One of those could be the Battle Pass operator instead of Valeria, so on and so forth. And there's also leaks of a licensed operator coming to the game based on the Activision data breach. Looks like we're getting 1 celebrity crossover per season moving forward, so leave your best bets down below in the comments. If Season 3 is Mexican or Sicario themed, who do you think the celebrity operator is going to be for the season? Seen lots of comments asking for John Wick, which would make sense since his 4th movie just came out and is critically acclaimed. Really good reviews for that movie are out there, so I would say it's a missed opportunity not to do John Wick in a future Modern Warfare 2 season. Now, Alejandro's voice lines for his operator pack were unfinished, so that has me thinking that he's not going to be somebody that's playable until Season 3 Reloaded or Season 4, but at this point, it's a big question mark, right? Who knows what got misinterpreted by those leakers over on Twitter. Now, as far as Warzone 2 goes, we're not going to get a new map just yet. 2 more maps did leak out though, which I talked about in a previous video. 2.0. One of them seems to be a small-scale Resurgence map. The other one seems to be a big-scale BR map like Al Mazrah. And we do know based on the data breach that Season 4 is set to have a new Resurgence map. Season 5 is a bit of an unknown since the data breach didn't have information about that season. And Season 6 didn't mention anything either. So either the big BR map is for a Season 5 in this game, or it's being saved for COD 2023's Warzone integration like recent leaks do suggest. But as far as this tweet goes from Charlie Intel, here's some suggestions that he put out in terms of what should be added to Warzone 2 to really spice things up a bit and bring it back to its full glory. I'll change a few things about this list, but one-shot sniper, totally agree. Better movement, yeah, that could use some changes. Increased DTK, I'm on board with that. AI or stronghold changes, I'm not really against AI or strongholds if they're done correctly. I mean, AI should only be in Battle Royale or Resurgence through certain contracts or objectives and missions. I don't want to see them roaming around the map, but I think right now AI is fine in Warzone 2. Loadout price fixes, totally agree, and other playlist rotations or better rotations, I should say. I would say keep all squad sizes for BR and Resurgence, but in terms of LTMs, bring out a new LTM every week and a half or so. So far, Warzone 2 has only seen Unhinged BR and even Mini Royale and even third person, but aside from that, nothing else too crazy in terms of an LTM has been released for Al Mazrah or even Ashika, so let's see more of that. But I'd also expect even more quality of life changes added into the game to really bring it back to what Warzone 1 was like. There's a lot of things that Warzone 1 was lacking that Warzone 2 does better, but there's also some very minor things that Warzone 2 for some reason is missing that would make a fairly decent difference. As I talked about in a video I made a couple of weeks ago, we have Harrison Makes Things, who ended up redesigning the entire HUD and gameplay systems for COD 2.0. I'll have that link down below in this video's description. Hopefully changes from his video do make their way into the real game. But I also wonder, right, will we end up getting any new points of interest for Al Mazrah, even Ashika Island? That's a big question mark, since we did see new points of interest added into Verdansk, I believe even to Caldera, so maybe we'll see that as well throughout Season 3, since there isn't a new map coming. They gotta release something big to really say, hey, this is a brand new season for Warzone 2.0. They did tease recently, though, that a new Gulag is in the works. It's unclear if that's for Al Mazrah or a different Warzone map entirely, but that's apparently gonna happen. We also have Plunder with all squad sizes apparently coming out in Season 3, as confirmed by the official Call of Duty Twitter account. But altogether, the cherry on top is that we're gonna be seeing a lot of gameplay changes to Warzone 2 thanks to Treyarch, since they're working on a ranked mode right now for Battle Royale. So that should also be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Apparently, voice lines also leaked out for the ranked mode, which is very far in development. But last and certainly not least, we have DMZ, a mode that I'm really fond of here in COD 2.0. I play it quite a bit. In terms of DMZ for our third season, quite a few things are leaked out, which might not be for the third season, but I feel like they should be, since we're not getting a new map to Season 4. They gotta release something big for DMZ, right? So as of right now, it was confirmed that dynamic weather is in the works, and they are experimenting with new features and new locations for the DMZ experience, right? Does that mean new points of interest, some other Easter egg areas, or does that mean a new map entirely? Maybe all of the above. But with that, we also have a leak regarding two new bosses, Pyro and Trapper. Voice lines and pictures of these bosses do exist. Can't show you on screen for obvious reasons, but Codsploys shared the images and content over on Telegram. I know Task Force 141 Leakers did post some now deleted tweets, or excuse me, now taken down tweets, because they got DMCA'd about these bosses. They could be some new bosses that release for our existing DMZ locations. Maybe they'll change things up a bit and replace certain bosses that we have already in the game, or those are for some future DMZ maps altogether. We also have rumors of a faction reputation system, which apparently is going to feature the option to do certain tasks for specific factions, to where you can build a rep with them, and then you will see AI roaming around each of our maps that are for certain factions, and the one group that you appeal to the most will end up being friendly towards you. They will not attack you. So that's a cool new option that I can't wait to see more of. Apparently a scavenger is going to be walking around our maps now, who you can go up to and get certain objectives from, and if you do the objectives, you can get some rewards from that character. And there's apparently a trading system also in the works with whatever that faction scavenger system is. So lots of things are in the works, which will of course bring forth more replayability and endgame value to DMZ, allowing you to do more than just go ahead and do PvP or collect weapon cases or do faction missions. Apparently a lot more is coming, which will make DMZ a lot more similar to Escape from Tarkov. And again, there's also rumors of even a sandstorm weather system coming to Al Mazrah at some point in the future. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. That's everything we know so far about Season 3 for COD 2.0 in regards to multiplayer, Warzone, DMZ, everything in between. Let me know how you're feeling about all this down below in the video comments, and I'll keep you guys posted with even more official Season 3 marketing, which should be starting in the next couple of days. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.